Selamat siang para tamu undangan yang terhormat sekalian. Selamat datang di Sweden-Indonesia Sustainability Partnership or SISP dengan tema Electrification in Mining. Untuk tamu undangan yang sudah hadir, kami persilakan untuk langsung menuju ke ruang acara karena kegiatan akan segera kita mulai. Sekali lagi kami persilahkan untuk menuju ke ruang acara karena kegiatan akan segera kita mulai.
Keadaan darurat seperti kebakaran, gempa bumi, terjebak di lift, dan listrik padam. Bangunan ini dilengkapi dengan alat pemadam kebakaran, alat pendeteksi kebakaran, sistem alarm kebakaran, pengeras suara untuk pengumuman, dan pintu keluar darurat untuk evakuasi. Silakan luangkan waktu untuk menemukan pintu keluar darurat dan jalur evakuasi terdekat Anda. Terdapat 3 titik kumpul, 1 berada di area depan bangunan ini, dan 2 lainnya berada di area parkir timur dan barat. Jika Anda mendengar alarm kebakaran terus-menerus, harap tetap tenang dan jangan panik. Dengarkan pengumuman dari pengeras suara atau ikuti instruksi petugas penanganan keadaan darurat di gedung Anda. Selama evakuasi, selalu ikuti petunjuk petugas yang memandu Anda dan perhatikan beberapa hal berikut ini. Segeralah menuju pintu keluar terdekat dan jangan berlari. Silakan menuju titik kumpul dengan tertib. Jika Anda berada di lantai 2, segera turun ke lantai dasar melalui tangga. Bantu penyandang disabilitas dan ibu hamil. Jangan membawa beban berat. Lepas sepatu berhak tinggi. Tetap tenang selama berada di titik kumpul. Dan jangan kembali masuk ke dalam gedung kecuali petugas kami menyatakan aman untuk melakukannya. Jika terjadi gempa, lakukan hal berikut ini. Jangan panik dan lindungi kepala Anda dengan tangan atau benda. Cari tempat berlindung yang kokoh berdasarkan prinsip segitiga kehidupan. Setelah gempa reda, segera keluar dari gedung dengan dipandu oleh petugas penanganan keadaan darurat. Jika Anda mengalami terjebak di lift, lakukan hal berikut ini. Jangan panik. Jangan membuka paksa pintu lift. Tekan tombol darurat. Bicara dengan operator lift atau security. Tetaplah tenang sampai bantuan datang. Jika listrik tiba-tiba padam, tetap tenang dan jangan panik. Listrik akan menyala beberapa saat kemudian dengan bantuan generator. Beberapa hal yang dilarang selama beraktivitas di gedung ini. Dilarang merokok, kecuali di tempat yang disediakan di luar gedung. Dilarang memindahkan peralatan penanggulangan keadaan darurat tanpa berkoordinasi dengan petugas safety and security. Dilarang membuang sampah di sembarang tempat. Demikian petunjuk keselamatan ini. Demi keselamatan kunjungan Anda, patuhilah peraturan tersebut dan nikmatilah kunjungan Anda di Jakarta International Expo.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sweden-Indonesia Sustainability Partnership or SISP with today's theme Electrification in Mining, held as part of the Indonesia Energy and Engineering or IEE 2025 exhibition. This event is brought to you by Business Sweden and Pamerindo Indonesia. This workshop is a platform to discuss how electrification in mining can reduce emissions, cut costs, and support Indonesia's energy transition goals. Let me introduce myself. My name is Abi Zaki, and it's truly an honor to stand before you today and to host this important forum together with our distinguished guests. First of all, we would like to welcome Mr. Erik Odar, Trade Commissioner of Sweden to Indonesia. Hello, Mr. Erik. And then Mr. Julian Ambassador Sidik, Director of Mineral and Coal Program Development, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, represented by Mr. Azaria Indra Wardana, Assistant Deputy Director of Mineral and Coal Program Development, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. Hello, sir. And then Mr. Daramdev Rajwar, Regional Sales Manager Mining Southeast Asia, ABB. Hello, sir. Up next, we have Mr. Rudiana Nurhadian, Vice President of Planning and Strategy for Commercial Product PT PLN Persero. Hello. And then we have Mr. Yusram Rantesalu, Director of Operation PT Ceria Nugraha Indotama. We have Mr. Suryo Suwingyo, President Commissioner PT Titan Infra Sejahtera. And then we have Mr. Rejen Chowin, GM Shared Service PTJ Resources Nusantara. And then Muktazar, Head of Sustainability PT Nickel Industries Limited. Joseph Low, Senior Manager Sustainable Solution Region Asia, Volvo Construction Equipment Singapore. And Marcus Van Hauser, Sales Director Volvo Trucks. Thank you, sir. And all of our distinguished guests. Maybe we can take your seat first. Okay, thank you so much. In 2025, Energy and Mineral Resources and Team Sweden, the Embassy of Sweden and Business Sweden have initiated a collaborative platform called SISP Mining Program 2025. The program aims to foster collaboration and knowledge exchange across 4 focus areas. 1. Mining digitalization. 2. Electrification. 3. Greenhouse gas or GHG emission reduction. And 4. Recycling, remanufacturing, and tailing management. The electrification of Indonesia's mining sector is crucial for reducing energy-related emissions, as heavy-duty equipment and haulage trucks are significant contributor to diesel fuel consumption and tailpipe emissions. With growing global decarbonization pressure, transitioning to electric power machinery can help cut fuel use, eliminate emissions, and reduce operational noise. For instance, the utilization of electric trucks in mining operation are already demonstrating the benefit of zero emission, cost-efficient, and high-performance solutions, aligning with Indonesia's ambitious energy transition goals and supporting the development of a more sustainable mining industry. Given the critical importance of electrification in the mining sector, this workshop has been organized to convene key stakeholders for a comprehensive discussion on the benefits, emerging trends, challenges, and potential opportunities for a collaboration among all relevant parties. Okay, to kick off today's event, we will hear the welcoming remark from Mr. Erik Odar, Trade Commissioner of Sweden to Indonesia. To Mr. Erik, we welcome you to the stage.
Yeah, ha, ha, ha. Can you hear me? This is working somewhat, yeah. Hi everyone, it's a great pleasure to be here and start off this discussion and the dialogues during this event. As was said, my name is Erik Odar. I am Trade Commissioner of Sweden to Indonesia, and I'm also head of Business Sweden, the organization that is working together with Minerva then to put this event together. I would like to start by maybe giving a bit of a context to the discussion that we are to have here today. It says here Sweden-Indonesia Sustainability Partnership. This is a government-to-government collaboration that was initiated a few years ago, where the two governments of Sweden and Indonesia came together and had a discussion on how to improve the collaboration. And out of that came this one topic of sustainability, where there was a common interest. Indonesia is a country that has a long and ambitious journey to go in terms of sustainability, and Sweden is recognized as a world leader when it comes to sustainability. Out of Sweden we have innovations and technologies and best practices across multiple industries that are truly world leading. So at this time, Sweden committed to work together with Indonesia in various programs to look at things like technology introductions, funding support and knowledge exchange in various different industries to help kind of accelerate the sustainability development of Indonesia. And this year then, the focus has come to mining in this collaboration, where it is my responsibility to ensure a proper implementation of kind of this promise of collaboration. So what Business Sweden has been doing is working together with Minerva and put together this program that we call then the SISP Mining Program, initiated this year in 2025, but with a long-term ambition of truly accelerating the sustainability development in the mining industry going forward. Because look at mining. Mining is one of the cornerstones of the Indonesian economy. And if you talk about sustainability, mining is the one industry that truly works as an enabler for the whole sustainability development in the world. I'm thinking of batteries. The various materials that comes out of this industry is truly an enabler for the whole EV development that is happening now across the world. So that brings us to the topic of electrification, which probably is one of the most key areas when it comes to the mining industry. Electrification can bring multiple benefits to this industry. It can lower fuel costs, it can reduce maintenance needs and improve worker safety, as well as improving the ESG performance of the industry. So this is truly one of the most potential areas. This, of course, aligns very much with Indonesia's decarbonization targets, also with the EV roadmap that the Indonesian government has put forth. What we see now are small steps moving in the direction of electrification. There are some pilot projects that have been initiated, but a lot of organizations and stakeholders involved in the industry is still struggling on finding a way to move forward. And this is at a time when there is immense pressure on the whole industry from investors and from global organizations that require that the industry is going towards low carbon supply chains. So we need to really work together here in finding solutions to the various challenges that the mining industry has in the electrification. And I think that Sweden and the partnership that we are now launching has the opportunity to do just that. Because in Europe, Sweden is the leading mining nation. We have several large-scale mining operations in places like Kiruna, Garpenberg and Kristineberg in Sweden, with some of the world's largest mining companies that are at the very forefront of electrification. They are working closely with some world-leading OEMs that have developed the type of equipment, vehicles and solutions that are needed for the mining industry to be successful in electrification. Two of the key parties that are involved in this work is Volvo Group, that have done this both with trucks as well as with various type of vehicles and construction equipment. But it's also ABB that is working across the board with various applications of digitalization. So what we have done as part of this partnership is we have invited these two companies to work together with Minerva, with Business Sweden, and with the Indonesian industries to look at how we can find solutions together. And today then, it's very much about kick-starting this collaboration, this work, to start discussing the various challenges we face and jointly find solutions and ways forward for the Indonesian mining industries. I am sure that we are going to find a good way forward that can truly help Indonesia reach its growth targets, both in terms of economic growth as well as sustainability development. So looking forward to the discussions here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eric. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to begin our first session of the day. Expert session will focus on to showcase the latest technological advancement in electric mining equipment, charging solution, and digital system, and to demonstrate how this innovation can reduce operational costs, improve performance, and address Indonesia's unique mining condition. To continue today's event, we are honored to invite Mr. Julian Ambassador Sidik, Director of Mineral and Coal Program Development at the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, represented today by Mr. Azaria Indrawardana, Assistant Deputy Director of Mineral and Coal Program Development, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. We welcome you to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My blessed upon on you. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. Well, distinguished Trade and Commissioner of Sweden to Indonesia, esteemed speakers from ABB, PT PLN, Ceria Nugraha Indonesia, Titan Infra Sejahtera, PT G Resource Nusantara, PT Nickel Industry Limited, Volvo Construction Equipment, Singapore, and Volvo Trucks. Distinguished guest participants, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. It's an honor to have the opportunity to participate at this important sessions, electrifications in mining sector, which is jointly hosted by the Swedish Embassy and the Sweden-Indonesia Sustainability Partnership, or as we know as SISP, under the topic Policy, Infrastructure, and Technological Advancement. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the global mining industry is dealing with the new dual challenge, reducing emissions while expanding production of critical mineral that are driving the energy transitions. Indonesia has an important position in these transitions with large nickel reserve. Our country is crucial to the global electric vehicle supply chain, providing both opportunity and responsibility. The government of Indonesia is fully aware that mining sector must adapt rapidly. To this purpose, the new Mineral and Coal Law has been issued. This law encourages best mining practices, emphasis and environmental stewardship, and establish also a framework for long-term resource governance. It's also intended to permit digitalizations and the gradual electrifications of mining equipment, which are essential components of efficiency, safety, and environmental performance. Policy, infrastructure, and technology will complement on one another. The government continues to tighten the rules, allow for the use of low-emission technologies into mining operations. Infrastructure projects such as reliable electricity supply and grid extensions are being developed in collaborations with state utilities and private companies. Simultaneously, technology advancement like as electric heavy equipment, automation, and digital platform make mining operations safer, more competitive, and more sustainable. For mining companies, this transition is not merely about the compliance. Electrifications and digitalizations are powerful solutions to enhance competitiveness, reduce operating costs, and ensure the long-term sustainability. The government is committed to support this shift by offering incentive for companies that comply with environmental and digital standards. Such incentives are intended to reward innovations, while aligning business strategies with our nation's and global climate commitments. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia's vision is clear. To develop a mining industry that not only supplies the needs of the EV industries, but also leads by example in demonstrating how mining can be both productive and environmentally responsible. This ambition cannot be realized by the government alone. Collaborations between Indonesia enterprise, Swedish company, and both government are important. Sweden, as we know, has long been a leader in sustainable technologies. And we see the tremendous opportunity for mutual beneficial collaborations. By combining Indonesia resource base with the Sweden technology knowledge, we can develop these digitized and electric mining solutions that will establish a global standards. I hope that today's discussion will lay the foundation for more collaborations between our two countries, both government to government and business to business, in promoting an innovative, digitized, electrified, and ecological friendly mining industry. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Please give a round of applause for Mr. Azaria. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to begin our first session of the day. This expert session will showcase the latest technological advancement in electric mining equipment, charging solutions, and digital systems. It will highlight how this innovation can help reduce operational costs, enhance performance, and address the unique mining condition in Indonesia. And it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Daramdev Rajwar. He has nearly 2 decades of experience in sales and business strategy within the mining industry and has built his career at ABB since 2007, holding key position in India and across Southeast Asia, now based in Jakarta. He focuses on expanding ABB's portfolio in electrical equipment, automation, and digital solution for the mining sector. As one of the leading technology provider, ABB will share how electric mining equipment and charging solution can address Indonesia's unique mining condition. To deliver his presentation, this is Regional Sales Manager Mining Southeast Asia at ABB, Mr. Daramdev Rajwar.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for inviting ABB for this SISP program. Okay, So ABB is having quite long history, more than 130 years of. Hope you can hear me, right? More than 130 years of experience in mining industry. First electrical motor we delivered in one of the mine in Sweden, and from there actually the electrification in the mining started. So, okay. So I'll try to give some insight of one of the mining reports, what we have done. We have surveyed around 412 mining executives who were the decision maker and key position holders in the global mining industry. And actually we run a survey through an external research agency. Okay, it was spread across 18 countries, including Asia. Around 45 executives they responded. So it was in-depth 12 one-to-one interviews plus online surveys. So and it was trying to give the indication of how the trend in the mining industry it is going, what is the technological advancement, what is the technological adoption, and how the mining industry can be relevant with these challenges. So out of this survey, the major thing came up, the electrification. It was the core of most of the respondent. Around 91% they responded that electrification is the key. They need to start with electrification to meet their sustainability goal. 76% responded, they give inputs that electrical fleet is the major contributor for the greenhouse gas emission, and they need to address that. 63% of responded, they mentioned 25% of their fleet they wanted to do electrification by 2030, and around 42% they mentioned they will invest around 50% of their electrical fleet by 2030 kind of things. So this is basically just wanted to highlight. So it's in global mining industry, the trend is going towards sustainability, and the major focus is toward electrification, which is today's our theme. So so when you are going for electrification, definitely it's not about only the reduction of the greenhouse gas emission, also the increasing of the productivity. So here one of the project what we have delivered in the Copper Mountain in Canada, we put a 1 kilometer overhead trolley line for a large electrical truck. Okay, so they reduce around 90% of their diesel consumption. So it's not about only the diesel consumption or CO2 reduction. Also this gives the speed. So when the complete loaded trucks is on the trolley, it gives approx 2 times higher compared to conventional diesel trucks. So that also increases the productivity. I have a small video, hopefully you can see that. Okay, so electrifying the trucks, it's basically major components. It goes, one is left side, if you can see, it's a rectifier substation. It's contains of transformer, the various switch gears, the rectifiers and all. Then it's basically the infrastructure, that pole, the cantilever, the overhead things, and the trucks and pantographs. So this is basically a highlights what is the if you are wanted to electrify a trucks on with the overhead. So this is the infrastructure is required. Okay, so another project we have delivered in Boliden, this is an ITIC mine. So this is again ABB along with Komatsu, we delivered this overhead trolley system. So the benefit what they got, definitely one is the carbon dioxide reduction, as I mentioned in the earlier projects also. So they increase the productivity with twice the speed compared to diesel trucks. And when you are going for electrification, definitely the capital investment will be higher, but the operation cost is around 60% lesser than the diesel operated electric trucks. Also, it reduces maintenance, and there the project is actually the return of investment. They normally they got around 2 to 5 years kind of things. This is another project. So they have saved around 830 million a meter cube of diesel per year using or putting 1 kilometer trolley line for the electrical truck. So this is another project what we have delivered. It's again joint collaboration with BHP, Boliden and Komatsu, because so one is electrifying the trucks, but in the mine profile everywhere you can't put a trolley. Definitely you need to have the battery operated or hybrid kind of things, but then you need a charger. So I was talking to some of the speaker before coming over here, so they also was saying that charging is a bottleneck. So what we are doing, so already we have launched one global's highest power charger at this moment, 630 kilowatt, and also now we are doing pilot or testing around 1 megawatt charger. So this is again, it's a collaboration between Komatsu, BHP and Boliden. So I have a small video of that.
Has accelerated the transition to electric mine operations from its inception with eMine. Now, we're extending point-of-charge capability further with a robot automated connection device, the addition to our ABB eMine fast charge solution. This versatile system fully automates the charging process, maximizing uptime with the highest power deliveries while keeping personnel out of harm's way. The powerful interoperable arm and highly accurate vision and sensoric platform can actuate a range of interfaces, ensuring easy connectivity today and tomorrow. The ABB eMine fast charge system thrives in extremes, from arid deserts and high humidity to Arctic lows and deep underground. And ABB's control system is ready to provide visibility across your charging station and fleet. ABB eMine, for your world and mine.
So for many of you already know that for the charging, it's basically again it's a two kind of module infrastructure is required. One is for the power module, and then one is the connector module, what goes inside the trucks and charge it, or any electrical fleet basically. Yeah? So each mine, so when you talk about mine electrification, each mine will have a different profile. So one size, it doesn't fit for every mines. So what we do, it's basically we do a study. It's a combination of charging or stationary charging as well as on the trolley kind of thing. So here I have just highlighted various places like at the loading station, some places on the upfill in the mines at the charging station, and wherever is possible, or the mine road is quite constant for maybe it's not constant but it stay more 2 years, 3 years, 5 years kind of things. There we can put a trolley line. So that's each mine is a different portfolio profile, and we do a combination of charging as well as on the trolley and try to do the complete mine portfolio. So another so this is basically another project we have done on Boliden. It's a completely battery operated truck. So what I was trying to show in the earlier slides, combination of battery as well as trolley. So this project we have delivered on underground mines. It's a fully battery electric along with the trolley. So it's a test project. It's a 800 meter test track we have done, and we have commissioned along with Epirox
we have a typical
and ABB.
haulage route from the Rävliden ore body at 750 meters below ground up to the Kristineberg industrial area. So this heavy, long transport, here it's very hard to only use batteries. The trolley solution will help us to replace diesel with electric power. And in the end it will reduce our CO2 emissions, but also help us to reduce the cost per ton.
We were asked by Boliden to collaborate with Epiroc to bring this full electric mine in Rävliden into place. Based on our previous experience with trolley and our e-mine concept, we are to deliver this from grid to wheel.
Well, there's a couple of new components on the track. So there's first of all a pantograph that will go up and connect to the infrastructure. And then we have done also a couple of new components around the power line system that actually helps the truck to move forward in a more sustainable way.
We have built a test track here, about 800 meters, with the contact wires in the roof, and now we are running the trolley track loaded with ore and trying out the performance of the system as a whole.
For me, it's been sounding more like we have been one company working with this together than three.
I think the collaboration between ABB and Epiroc has been working very good. The goal and the division of work was very clear from the beginning, so everyone has contributed very well to the project.
Bringing all the knowledge from these three parties, that's when the magic happens.
Demos like this really help us to accelerate the innovation in a very smooth way and in collaboration with other partners.
So when we are talking about mine electrification in Indonesia, globally many solutions are already available. We have done many prototypes in various mines. So some, it's not 100%, but to start with, many solutions are available. So if something is required, we can also replicate into the Indonesian mining sector. Yeah? So I have put together one more slide. It's basically putting the major global mining companies like BHP, Glencore, Boliden, Vale. So how they are benchmarking with respect to scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. Where what is their short-term sustainability goal and where their long-term net zero goal. So if we being ABB, we are major. We are almost engaged with most of the companies. So we are supporting them. Here also again it boils down to the mine electrification. So we are supporting many companies globally with doing some kind of feasibility study. I put a couple of those companies' name here. What we are doing feasibility study, because when you are doing a traditional mining with a diesel or traditional dump truck and transitioning to a mine electrification with electric truck, it's completely a different ball game. So the same mindset or same infrastructure cannot be replicated. There need to be a transition. So we are supporting all these mining companies doing some kind of feasibility study, including in Indonesia, one of the mining company. I will not able to tell the name because we have signed the NDA. We are supporting them doing some kind of study with respect to what could be the hauling road, what could be the trucks, what could be the total capex, opex, what could be the so those kind of study actually globally we are doing, and also we have done one customers in Indonesia also. So going forward, how we are doing in the global mining company, the same thing we would like to do. So basically it's a strategic collaboration, what previous you also spoke about. It's basically need to be a strategic collaboration with mining company, the government, as well as the OEM, and then actually do some kind of feasibility study or some kind of fit to purpose. As I said, each mine is a different profile, so fit to purpose, what their existing infrastructure is there, what is their long-term goal kind of things. So build a fit to purpose solution and then do the implementation as a pilot, and then expand it and do the life cycle. So this is the way actually we propose to do as a mine electrification in Indonesia as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Round of applause to Mr. Dharamdev Rajwar. Thank you, sir. Yes, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to begin our panel discussion of the day. Our first panel is titled Policy, Infrastructure, and Technological Advancement. In this session, our distinguished speakers will explore how government policies, infrastructure readiness, and technological breakthrough can work hand in hand to accelerate electrification and drive sustainable growth in Indonesia's mining industry. We are honored to have with us today. Please join me in welcoming of all our panelists to the stage. And okay, we will waiting for a second for the seat. Okay, please join us to the stage, Mr. Azaria Indrawardana, Assistant Deputy Director of Mineral and Coal Program Development, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. Please join us to the stage. Okay, and then Mr. Daramdev Rajwar, Regional Sales Manager Mining Southeast Asia, ABB, and then Mr. Rudiana Nurhadian, Vice President of Planning and Strategy for Commercial Product, PT PLN Persero. And then to Mr. Yusram Rantesalu, Director of Operation PT Ceria Nugraha Indotama. And then we have Mr. Firman Ardiansyah, Project Manager Business Sweden. Please join to the stage. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now that our distinguished panelists are on stage, and it's time to begin the discussion. And to lead this session, we are delighted to have an esteemed moderator with us today, Mr. Firman Ardiansyah, Project Manager Business Sweden. And Mr. Firman, the floor is yours.
Check 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, moderator, MC, to introduce us. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang, good afternoon everyone. So allow me to introduce myself once again. My name is Firman. I'm a project manager at Business Sweden, the Swedish Trade and Invest Council. And it's a privilege today. It's an honor for me to have a discussion today. Oh yeah, please come to the stage, Pak Radian. Pak Rudiana. Silakan, Pak. So it's a privilege for me to open this important session today on policy, infrastructure, and technology advancements. These three pillars that we expect to shape the future of mining of Indonesia. And as we know that mining in Indonesia is something that becomes one of the big things, because Indonesia, we are rich of resource, starting from copper and then nickel and then bauxite. But then from that big potentials, big resource, it also comes with a big responsibility. So as our trade commissioner said in the previous speech, that the mining sector comes with a high GDP contribution, but also with the climate change or carbon emission issue. So that's why that we think that today that we discuss about policy, infrastructure, and technological advancement, specifically within electrification in mining, is very relevant on how that we can reduce the carbon emission while also still increasing the GDP of Indonesia from mining. And then the electrification can reduce emissions, improve operational excellence, and future-proof of industry. But this transformation is not an easy task. That's why that we have today Pak Azaria from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources as a representative from the government side. And then we have Daramdev from the Innovation Technology Company, ABB. And then Pak Rudiana from PLN, the utility company, and also Pak Yusram as one of the user of the electrification technology from PT Ceria Nugraha Indotama. So today, we would like to discuss and explore about not only about the challenges, but also we would like to see how is the opportunities. And I think that Pak Daramdev already shared about how is the response from the mining companies. They all agree that electrification is something that we need to go through if you want to have a mining operation that is effective, efficient, but also less carbon emission. So let's start the first question, Pak, to our representative from the government, Pak Azaria. So Pak, Indonesia already set an ambitious targets, Pak, for electrification and EV adoption. Can you share, Pak, more detail about the key milestones, the targets, and specifically within the mining sector and in conjunction with the electrification?
Okay, thank you. Well, actually, it's indeed correct that we have set up the targets by the 2040s. It's about 100% actually. We want to have the electric vehicles, and and that by that time we already set up by 600,000 for EVs and 2.5 million for motorcycles, and also for mining. Well, right now we're still ongoing to go to the electrification, yeah. But some of mining area is already implement the electric equipment, such like shovels, and also the drilling, and also like processing plants. By the time we have also scheduled that in the previous is we would like to implement also the heavy equipment, especially trucks, powered by electrification, by electric.
Okay, so we have quite ambitious ya Pak targets.
Yeah, exactly.
2040 ya Pak ya, that we would like.
2040 hopefully.
Okay, so it's also including in mining sectors ya Pak ya.
Yeah.
Okay. So but then I think that the next question to Pak Rudiana, how do you think Pak PLN could support this ambition Pak? Because as you know that mining is located in a very remote area, and I believe that some areas is not connected into the grid. How PLN could support on this ambition to have mining to become electrified, and even that 2040, as Pak Aziria mentioned, that they really would like to have all of them becomes electrified. Please Pak.
Thank you, Pak Firman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There is no other words, Pak, except we are ready, Pak. We are ready because in our recent RUPTL or electricity plan, we are plan to build additional capacity power plant around 69.5 gigawatt, Pak, and 76% is coming from renewable energy. We are already mapped also all potential demand, such as data center and including the mining sectors, and the total demand around 5,011 terawatt hour until 2034. So there is no other commitment from us. We are very ready to deliver our electricity to all of our potential customer, including from mining sectors, Pak Firman. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's very interesting that the government already said that 2040 they would like to have 100% electrification, and then now we also have a commitment from PLN that they really would like to supply for electricity, even though it is in the remote area, ya Pak ya?
Yes, of course.
Including in the
across
remote area.
Indonesia, Pak.
Yeah, across Indonesia. So it's not only, as you mentioned, it's not only about mining, ya Pak, but also some data centers.
And then downstreaming.
Downstreaming,
yes,
okay.
Something like that. All of our potential demand, Pak.
Okay. Thank you very much, Pak Rudi. And then now I would like to move to Pak Daramdev. What do you think, Pak Daramdev, in terms of innovation or in terms of technology? Is it something possible, Pak, to Indonesia to achieve that ambitious targets and then the commitment from PLN? And then what ABB could support in terms of the technology and innovation, and support Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, and support also PLN on technology to achieve that milestone, Pak?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. So, in Indonesia, what PLN is saying that most of the remote places, the electricity will reach in near future. But at this moment, the situation is that, okay, as per my understanding, I'm 3 years in Jakarta. So many mining sites are in the islands. Okay, they are not connected to the national grid. Okay, and they have their own in-house power plant. Okay, and they are running their show. So when the government is setting up a ambitious target to electrify the tracks, so okay, or PLN also is saying that we will be introducing much more renewable like wind or solar into the system. So that actually brings some challenges to the network. So it's basically the network is not that much stable as it is not connected to the grid. It's a locally power plant they establish, and when so just for example, one large mining truck, it's basically 1 megawatt to 2 megawatt kind of thing. So if you wanted to include 2 megawatt, 5 megawatt, or 10 trucks means 10 megawatt directly onto the system. So that actually the networks is not stability. Okay, so that actually what we see for the Indonesian mining sector will be a major challenge at this moment and in going future as well. So on the technology side, yes, we can support on those aspects as well. So we have various solutions to stabilize the network. So when the demands are high, okay, so we take care of that. When demands is not there, renewable is not there, how to meet that demand. So those kind of stability or on-demand requirements also, the load management, the scheduling and all. So from technology side, we are doing in various mining sector, and that we are capable to support in Indonesian mining sector as well. Yeah,
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Ramdev. So means that in terms of technology, it's not something impossible, ya Pak ya. So it is possible that we can achieve that target. But then I would like to move to Pak Yusram now. Pak Yusram, because you are now as the practitioner, Pak, you are day to day that you are working within the mining and mineral processing, Pak. But how is the the implementation of the electrification in your mining operation and also in the mineral processing? And what is the challenge, Pak, in conducting that and achieving and supporting the government and also PLN to achieve the electrification target, Pak?
Okay, thank you, Pak. Thank you, Pak Firman. First of all, I would like to say thank you to PLN actually. That's already support the Ceria powering to supply our RKEF. So actually, we have a power supply agreement with PLN, and they supply around 352 megawatt. And if you ask me about what we will to do in the future with our mining truck, we hope in 2028 we will use the EV truck from around 200 something that we will have as the maximum. Then we will plan to reduce 60% of the trucks to use as electrical trucks. And we calculated that the numbers of the carbon that will be reduced from 462 ton CO2 to be 210,000 ton carbon dioxide. And the other things, if the carbon tax is applied, and then we will reduce around 350,000 US dollar per year. So that's why, or the reason why we would like to have electrical truck in our operation. First, as already mentioned, that will be cheaper, right? Yeah. And also that will be more efficient as well. But the challenging with that one is the availability of the power supply as well, especially with the green energy actually. That's the common issue. And also charging duration, but that's interesting that what already shown it's not fast, but you said ultra fast, yeah? So that's another issue, but I think that's already can be handled if it really can be supplied in Indonesia as well, or the technology. The other challenging is about mindset of change of the durability, equipment durability itself, yeah, which has yet to be proven of the long term, especially for the diesel truck, something like that one. I think that's all that I can explain. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pak Yusram. So I think Pak Yusram already start to highlight a new thing, Pak, which is on renewables. And the other thing also that I highlight from your statement, Pak Yusram, is that from EV charging, from the EV in hauling, in mining, so you can be more efficient, while also that you reduce carbon emission, ya Pak ya. But then The question is that how is the electrification or the electricity that being supplied, whether it is renewables or not? So if it is still powered from fossil fuel, so there is a big question. So it's not in the sum, in the total, so it's not really reducing the carbon emission, but it's only moved the carbon emission from the nozzle of the heavy equipment to the coal-fired power plant. But then I would like to ask to Pak Azaria, Pak, how is the government incentives, Pak, on the mining sector specifically, on using renewable energy as the resource, as the source of power, specifically in the remote area, Pak?
Well, Irfan, I think from government perspective is not obstacles, right, to power remote area and mining. But we have need a sophisticated technology, I think. Yeah, first is like off grids and solars, and also maybe hydropower. That's the first step in from 100% renewable energy to from fuel energies. So this takes we have at least 2040 with 100% EVs, right? But we have also we also set up the targets for net zero emissions in 2060, and also I think become with the newest technology, we should believe that we need to establish like a power storage or for power storage from the renewable, of course. That's from solar panels and from the water. And I think it's like that. It's, for the incentive, of course, we already reduced, right, with the tax for the EVs, and also we are modifying our regulations from law to government policies until even the ministerial decrees. Of course, we will support these regulations to the industries, for the technology providers, for the energy resource, and for the users.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak. So means that there are some incentives, yeah, Pak, for the mining sectors, including on how that they can use renewable energy. But then I believe that renewable energy has its own challenges, Pak Rudiana. I'm looking at you. But then how PLN could supply you? I heard that you PLN commit to supply electrification for mining. But then I would like to add more challenge to PLN. How that PLN could supply renewable or green electricity to the mining sector? That's probably my next question, Pak.
Thank you, Pak Firman. What I said previously, that PLN now, in terms of renewable power plant, Pak, this our RUPTL, the updated RUPTL is the most green RUPTL, Pak. We will install the new renewable power plant around 50 gigawatt. It means 76% from the all total capacity, Pak. And if we are talking about the renewable power plant, not enough, Pak, because we also to build the transmission line. And in updated RPTL, we also plan to build the transmission line. We call it green enabling super grid, because there are mismatch between the source of renewable energy and the demand, Pak. So that's why we have to build the transmission line. The total transmission line will be installed around 48,000 kilometer circuit until 2034. And then we also will be build the substation. The total capacity is more than 100,000 megavolt ampere, Pak. So that's our effort to supply the green energy, especially for the mining sector, Pak Firman.
Okay, so means that in terms of the planning ya Pak, investment planning, it's already there. So you said that 50 gigawatt ya Pak ya, of renewable energy.
50 gigawatt, yes.
So means how many percent is it in total?
Times from previous RUPTL, Pak.
Aha,
Yeah.
2.5 times ya,
Yes.
2.5 times. Okay, so it's ambitious Pak, very ambitious.
Yes, Pak. Yeah.
But then I would like to hand this over to also to Pak Daramdev. Again Pak, in terms of innovation or in terms of technology, renewable energy supplying mining, as I believe that for mining, they demand energy that is massive Pak. So it's not only few kilowatt hour, but I think it's megawatt hour that needed. But then how do you think that the latest development of technology that could supply this mining sector, and is that possible in terms of technology that this electricity is being supplied from renewable resources, Pak?
Yes and no. So some of the mines are, okay, again it depends. Some of the mines is having some advantage, or maybe I'll take one reference in the mine. So the mine is on hilltop and the process plant is actually down. So loaded trucks goes down. Okay, so what we have done there, it's a battery operated truck. So when that loaded truck goes down, it's getting charged. Okay, when it's down, it's dumped, it's fully charged. So it's basically it's not required. But unfortunately, all mines will not have that kind of profile. And that will be the ideal situation. So get the renewable, make a large battery storage system, and whenever the renewable is not there, you charge it. But actually, it's a huge capital investment at this moment, based on the technology, whatever we have. Going in future, definitely the battery cost may come down, but at this moment, if you wanted to go fully renewable operated mines, it's basically too much capital investment upfront you need to do, because batteries are too much expensive. We are working on that direction in various mining companies. We have built various large battery storage system. We're storing it, and whenever the renewable is not there, we are powering it up. But we need to make a balanced situation. So capital, because also we need to make the mining operations, productivity, cost per ton, also we need to do that. So going forward, we need to take baby steps to reach the fully 100% sustainability. So what you said, going fully renewable, it's basically ideal situation, but it's need a huge investment. So our opinion, technology is there, but at this moment, it's require huge investment upfront. Okay, so take a baby steps, make maybe 10%, 20%, 50% step by step, and then make infrastructure ready, and then go for the fully this one. So in summary, to answer your question, technology is there, but at this moment the technological advancement need to be done so that it is much more cost economical to make the fully renewable operated mines as a cost effective solution kind. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Yusram. Yeah, from the perspective of miners, Pak, from the perspective of the mining operation, how do you see this renewable? Is it true that renewable is very expensive, and then it's what is it? It's not something that could be financed directly in the near future, or how do you foresee this renewable energy that can be included into the system or into the mining operation, Pak?
Thank you. So actually, at the moment, we mostly use 20-ton trucks in our operation. So we have studied to compare it with use the diesel truck with the EV trucks. So if we compare with only 40-ton trucks, for instance, that we would like to change in the future, and then we compare with the 40-ton truck with the 40-ton electricity, so they're still challenging to use the 40-ton truck electricity, because in our calculation, that is still more expensive. But once we change from the 20-ton trucks to be 40-ton truck electric, so there is an opportunity to change on that one. In next October or November, early in November, we may would like to change our test the electrical truck in our operation. So once it fully understand of the beneficial of the trucks itself, and maybe would like to more study and ask to our contractors to use the electrical trucks in our operation. Why we would like to introduce the trucks itself, the electrical truck to our operation, because PLN is really support us with the renewable energy, and we already buy as well the renewable energy certificate from PLN as well. Thereby we really satisfied with the PLN support to us, and I believe we cannot, I said, however, like or dislike, we would like to manage our operation with safely, with low cost operation, but moreover to meet with the ESG to ensure our operation is sustainability operation in our main site. I think that's all that I can say to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak. So now you already, raising the bar again, Pak. So once we discussed about electrification, and then the second we discussed about renewable energy, and now you talk about sustainability, Pak. So many companies are now concerned about balancing competitiveness, Pak Azaria, between the competitiveness, the cost, and sustainability. But how government see this and addressing this on how that the government could enable the private sectors to also have the balance between this competitiveness, cost, but also act in a sustainable way?
Well, Irfan, actually, we are now in transitions era, right? I mean, with the competitiveness, what like heard before, that electric vehicles is now is challenging in mining, but in some areas they already used. I mean, from the underground, from the open pit also, but in what we call that, it's kind of like a bigger bigger capacity. If we use the small scales EVs, of course the price is or the cost is higher than the bigger one. That's why we should need to set up maybe in the mining or maybe in the operations area with we should set up I think not only with the trucks, but also all the systems. Means that that's why I meant you before, that the power systems and also the storage systems, and it's also the power the energized also. I think it's like yeah, that's why I need the technology, right, to support all the aspects.
What about because Pak Yusram already mentioned about carbon tax, Pak. How is the carbon tax implementation in the future, and also probably carbon credit also, Pak? Is that something that will be implemented soon to give incentives for the private sectors to be more sustainable, or how is it, Pak?
Yes, maybe for information, right? We are now set up the regulations for ESG certificates, right? Now we're still using the broad standards, right? From IRMA, from everything, and then from that base points, we think that we should need. We should have our Indonesian standards. That's one of the incentive also, and with the policy support also, we will certify all the products from mining, and then from from the smeltings also with our certificate, and we can we can have the compensations right with the end users. I think like that.
Okay, so will be implemented really soon, Pak ya?
Hopefully, because we set up the standard is not as easy as switch
Indeed,
up
Pak.
the.
Okay, understood, Pak. But then, now to PLN. Pak Rudy, you mentioned that the current RUPTL, the General Provision Plan on Electricity for 2025-2034 ya Pak ya, it's the greenest RUPTL ya Pak ya. But then, can you share more, Pak? Instead, besides the renewable that will be included into the grid, what other things that can be offered to the private sectors, especially within mining sectors, on how that they can transition towards renewable or towards more electrification in the mine field, Pak?
Yes, Pak. Will be build the additional capacity for renewable power plant is 52, included the PP solar, and then BESS also, Pak. And then some of power plant is nuclear. And actually for the for the mining sector, because what is the biggest challenge is location and topography, and then land access also, ROW, right of way. For the beginning, if we are not possible to install the electricity to the mines location site, we will build the local microgrid, Pak. So we will install the PP solar with the base, and maybe with the some engine solar then gas engine, gas engine to support the electricity while we are finish the transmission line 100 kilovolt transmission line for fully support the electricity to the mining sector, Pak. I think that's all. And also in our RUPTL, Pak, 73%, almost 75%, we offer to IPP, Pak. So I think that's many possibility. That's many possibility from PLN to make a collaboration with other parties to build the renewable energy, or yes, especially renewable energy, Pak. Yes,
yeah, thank you, Pak. It's very interesting plan, but then also very challenging, ya, Pak, ya.
Yes, very challenging, Pak, because mine site almost far from the city.
Yes.
The location is far, and the topography also not easy, Pak. Yeah, that's our biggest challenge also, Pak.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pak. And then now I would like to move to Pak Daramdev again, Pak. So, yeah, one of the key on the carbon emission reduction is how that we can, track all of the carbon emission in the mine activities, Pak. Is there any possibility, or is there any technology that ABB could offer right now that off the shelf that could track how many carbon emission that being produced from hauling activity, from mineral processing activity, and then so that every company in Indonesia could monitor. So could they have a benchmark between the mining companies that from 1 ton copper that we produce is this level of carbon emission of this ton CO2 that we produce, while the other have a lower. But then, we really would like to see, is that possible to have that kind of technology, Pak, that can track on everything carbon emission production in mining activities, Pak?
So I'll try to break into two. One is on the electric fleet, where directly you are running the diesel and producing, and one is the process plant. So process plant, yes, it's actually almost all power plant or any wherever the emission is going out, we measure that. So or end user measure that's called emission monitoring system. How much carbon dioxide it's emitting, also reducing the dust going out. So based on the norms of each country. So on the process plant side, it's already implemented, so it can be measured. On the conventional truck, actually, so we have some formulas, but it's almost accurate, but it's not 100% accurate, but it's a formula, how much diesel you are burning and how much, because it's again, on that formula we can derive, but we can't measure directly, or actually at this moment we are not measuring anywhere, each truck how much the carbon dioxide is emitting. But yes, how much gallon it's burning, so equivalent how much a ton of carbon dioxide is emitting. So that formula is there. So we are also arriving from those formulas. So yeah, so from truck side, at this moment we are not directly implementing. Okay, but process plant side is already there for quite long. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, process plant is easier to measure. It's easier compared to the hauling.
The hauling also. So if you are burning 100 liter
Diesel
of
oil.
gallon, 100 liter of diesel, so equivalent this much carbon dioxide. So you can arrive it, but actually directly you are not measuring. But from that, how much you are burning, you can derive how much equivalent carbon dioxide you are emitting.
Okay. But then how do you think, Pak Yusram, do you think that this is a threat or opportunity, Pak, that the technology could measure the carbon emission on every activity of mining? Is that something that you think that this is opportunity for Ceria, or instead of it is a threat, Pak?
I think that's an opportunity, because we believe with the current technology itself, they can measure everything. For instance, if we have a modular or fleet management system, I think we can track or record the data to get the carbon emission every time that we need it. Yeah, I think that's an opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Yusram. So I would like to invite the audience to raise questions to the panelists here. Please raise your hand if you have any questions. From audience, any questions? Yeah, Pak Merpin from SDM, from Minerva.
Thank you, Pak Firman, our moderator. My question goes to the ABB. As we know that mining sector is become a main suspect to contribute emissions, but ABB comes with the solutions to provide the EV mining equipment, particularly in heavy duty. But two questions, Pak. Our consideration is whether the charging process to this EV truck and heavy equipment will disrupt or extend the cycle time of mining operations. As you mentioned that your charging is what we call as a super ultra charging or something super fast. But if the charging requires a significant downtime, it might mean that more units are needed compared to fleets that use fossil fuels. In order to maintain production levels, could you elaborate on how this issue is being addressed in practice? And the second one is it technically and operationally feasible to shorten charging delays by using a battery swapping system, and where a discharged battery are quickly replaced with fully charged ones instead of waiting for long charging times? This could potentially reduce operations delays and improve efficiency. That's all. Thank you, Mr. Firman.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So, to answer your first question, if I understood correct, so you were saying how to, or basically what is the methodology to reduce the charging time?
Yes, yes.
Because definitely any miners will not like their equipment to be standstill for charging. Okay, because the amount of time it stands still, that much they are losing production. Yeah. To address this, actually, yes, it's actually a bit challenge, but actually we are addressing, or mining companies are addressing in various way. So if you remember one of the slide, actually I was trying to show. So it's basically combination of stationary charging as well as on move charging. So there are technologies. So when a large truck is there on the overhead trolley, so it's actually taking the power, also charging the batteries. Okay, So just for consideration, if at this moment whatever the charging system is there for 200 ton, it takes normally 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so again, if you wanted to reduce that, so based on the mine profile, also we put stationary charging as well as on the trolley. So it's while going up or wherever the trolley is there, some of the portion, 70-80% battery is getting charged. So calculation we do based on your mine profile, based on what is the cycle time you have, what is the loading station, what is the dumping station, and all these things. And one example, if you recall, actually we are working with BHP. So BHP also trying to reduce those charging time. So they are also trying to find the opportunities wherever the truck stands, like 1 or 2 minutes it will be standing at the dumping yard. So they are actually trying to charge that 2 minutes. Okay, and whenever it's loading, some time is there. So actually we're trying to balance it out and reducing actually the charging time. Okay, so there are various places we have done that. So again, it's, as I said on my presentation, so one size doesn't fit for the all mines. It basically again depends on the profile to profile. But yes, actually we are also trying to address that. Okay. Coming to your second questions, which one is efficient? The battery swapping, yes. If it is a fully autonomous, okay. Fully autonomous, the swapping time, it takes basically 8, 10, 12 minutes kind of things. Okay. So yes, at this moment it is efficient, but as I said, we are also we have already launched 630 kilowatt at this moment. We are also in testing phase 1.5 megawatt. So if it 1.5 megawatt, if we are charging around 400 kilowatt hour battery, so it will be around 5 to 7 minutes time. So the same amount of time, but okay, that is on testing phase. At this moment is not there in the market. So technological advancement is happening at the stage. Hopefully in future we are able to address this. So at this moment, in the present situation, swapping is taking lesser time. Okay, the charging takes a bit more time, whatever the infrastructure is there. But the technology advancement is happening, and hopefully we will try to meet that. Hope I am able to answer your questions, both the questions.
Yes, sir. Because
okay.
We want to change our image on mining because as to make mining more sustainable, it's really more effort to do. But ABB comes with the solution. Well, hopefully we can implement in the very near future.
Yeah. So ideally, that the battery is lightweight, and then very fast to be charged, and then high capacity. So that's an ideal world. But then I think that the technology is getting to that point, Yeah. Any other questions from the floor? One more questions, please. Okay, please introduce yourself, Pak, from your name and also your institutions, and then after that you can raise your question.
Good afternoon. My name is Tia from PT Ceria Anugrah Indatama. I am asking to ESDM. So, how the government encourage the adoption of smart and sustainable mining technology, while ensuring that new regulations do not create additional burden that could slow down the innovation of technology itself. Thank you.
You get the question, Pak? It's a bit.
Yeah.
Can you slower, Pak?
Louder, please.
Well, my question is, how can the government to encourage the adoption of smart and sustainable mining technologies, while ensuring that new regulations do not create additional burdens that could slow down innovation?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sorry, what's your name?
My name is Setia.
Setia. Oh, Setia. Okay. Well, Setia, right now I think the government already implement about the regulations. How to encourage the technologies, and then the condition, the social culture conditions also. We have some regulations that maybe if you know that we limited the pollutions of the air, for examples. That's
for the first step of the regulations, right? And how we implement that, of course, we should need like to reduce the fuel powered equipment, to reduce the pollution of air, and then the pollution of noise also. And also we set up the standards for some industries that we have to put our standards in that locations, for especially with the remote area, but we have surrounding by the civilians, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that one. Thank you.
Answer the question, Pak? Thank you. So yeah, I think that we are coming to the end of the discussion, panel discussion for today. So as we see that the government put incentives on how that EV charging or EV in the mining sector or electrification in mining sector to move forward, and then in terms of technology, it's already there. It's only about in terms of the capex ya Pak ya, that we need to reduce in the future. And then also PLN commit not only to supply electricity, but also to supply the renewable electricity. And then also that from the private sector or from the mining activities also that this is the sustainability, this renewable is something that could increase their competitiveness in the market. So I would like to say thank you for the panelists, and please give a warm applause. Thank you. I hand this over back to the MC.
Thank you, Mr. Firman. To all speaker and moderator, we would like to request you to stay on stage, to receive our token of appreciation. And we would like also invite Mr. Eric Odar, Commissioner of Sweden to Indonesia, to come on stage to give the token of appreciation. First, to Mr. Azaria Indra Wardana. And then to Mr. Daramdav Rajwar. And to Mr. Rodiana Nurhadian. To Mr. Yusram Rantesalu. And to our moderator, Mr. Firman Ardiansyah. Maybe take a photo first. Take a photo with all the speakers and moderator, please. Okay. Okay, maybe together raising fist to raise the spirit, maybe. Okay. Okay, nice. Okay, thank you so much, the speakers and moderator. To Mr. Eric, thank you so much. We kindly invite our distinguished guests to return to their seat, please. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will now pause for short 15 minutes for coffee break. Please take this time to refresh, network, and enjoy the refreshment provided. We kindly remind you to return on time as we have more insightful session ahead. Once again, we will have a short 15-minute coffee break. Thank you so much and enjoy your coffee break. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? Our coffee break has now concluded, and now we are ready to continue with the next session of today's program. We kindly invite everyone to return to the main hall and take your seat as we are about to begin. Once again, we kindly invite everyone to return to the main hall and take your seats as we are about to begin. Thank you for your cooperation, and let's proceed with the next agenda. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next session of today's event. We are excited to explore the expert session from Mr. Marcus van Hauser, Sales Director, Volvo Trucks. He will bring the role of electric truck to support the transportation activities in mining sector. Mr. Marcus van Hauser has over 2 decades of international experience in the automotive and commercial transport industry. Since 2009, he has built an extensive career with Volvo Trucks, holding key positions such as National Service Manager in Switzerland, Total Over Manager at Volvo Group Switzerland, After Sales Manager in Iran, and Director for West Africa in Ghana. He is currently serving as Market Director of Volvo Truck South Africa, focusing on threatening market growth and operation in the region. Prior to joining Volvo, Marcus also worked with Scania Group and carry out field missions with the ICRC in several countries. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sales Director Volvo Trucks, Mr. Marcus van Hauser.
Selamat siang, Jakarta. You know me better than my wife does, huh? You know everything about me, huh? My whole life on the chart, huh? Very good. So I'm very, very honored to be here in Jakarta representing Volvo Trucks. Volvo Trucks and Indonesia has a very, very long history in the mining, in the transport sector. For decades, we have been supporting our esteemed customers within Indonesia in the mining business. Yes, back, next and back. So again, thank you very much for being here. Let's talk about Volvo Trucks and what do we have on offer today. So similar like mentioned from Pak Azaria, before we have targets on Volvo Group. Our ambition is by 2030 to reduce by 50% our CO2 emissions from our products. By 2040, 100% reduction on CO2 and net zero by 2050. Quite ambitious targets. We have not started the journey just today. Within Volvo Trucks, we started the first project studies in 1995, but basically starting 2017, we had serial production of distribution trucks. 2019, production start of distribution trucks, 2017 was the buses, and basically 2021 we started the heavy range serial production of Volvo trucks. Today where we are, in 2025 we have 36% market share in the United States of electric trucks. We do also have 31% market share in Europe on electric trucks. Again, 2019 started with the medium range. 5,700 trucks in operation by today. So far, by this 5,700 trucks, 211 million kilometers are driven. For the first time, an electric truck was elected in 2024 as Truck of the Year. And we are present with electric trucks in 50 countries around this world. Whereas we're coming into international markets, I'd say we are not simply in the US and Europe, but also in international markets. In Middle East and Africa, Morocco, South Africa, UAE, Turkey, Qatar. In South and Southeast Asia, India, Indonesia. We have one truck here with our dealer ready for operation. Singapore, Taiwan, Hong Kong, South Korea, Malaysia, Australia, and of course New Zealand, where our trucks are operating already today. Let's start to talk a bit what trucks are doing on the road. How much are they working? So this is statistics of truck usage on the road. It's proven today that roughly 45% of the trucks are doing fewer than 300 kilometers per day, and 61% of the trucks on the road are doing fewer than 500 kilometers every day. That's the usage. Then the remaining ones, they are on 500 and 500 up to 1,000 kilometers. But basically, this sheet is showing what our trucks, what the trucks on the road are doing by day, and we're coming back to it when we talk then about range. What we from Volvo Trucks believe where the journey will go forward, it's one side electric, yes. On the dark blue side, which is city distribution and short-term driving distance, will be going forward by 2030 battery electric. However, we are also having the first fuel cell electric trucks on the road on test drives. And of course, the ICE, the internal combustion engine, together with the diesel will remain for the rather long-haul applications. What we have today, as mentioned, battery electric trucks, 5,700 on the road, but also gas-powered, LNG, HVO, and biodiesel. These are the products to support the 2030 reduction of 50% already today. How do we want to achieve 100% fossil-free Volvo Group vehicles from 2024 onwards? Combustion engine in combination, of course, with alternative fuels, battery electric today here, fuel cell electric. This is an estimate where we believe the journey will go to. By 2050, internal combustion engine will not fade away. They will still remain, but the amount, the ratio will significantly change versus carbon neutral propulsion systems. And I've really liked the discussion previously, the previous discussion here with all the entities, whereas we from Volvo Trucks, we believe today, it was talked about payload, 20 tons is not enough, we need to have 40 tons payload, it's a key enabler. The range also is extremely important for our customer, and as mentioned by colleagues from ABB, charging system. These are key enablers. But on the other hand, what we need to have is subsidies, or let's say key enablers from governments, meaning infrastructure, taxes, and we will come to a few examples how other countries are enhancing this kind of journey. Today, Volvo Trucks has a lot of on-road and construction segment vehicles, that is from refuse collector to concrete mixer to refrigerated goods, that can all support the mining industry as feeder systems towards the mines if we have the challenges as discussed before, where we are in rather remote areas with low charging infrastructure, if the distances are given. How do we do today calculating the range? Because it's not that easy anymore. We don't have a fuel station just around the corner everywhere. So planning is really the key. How far can I drive? When do I need to recharge? So we have developed a system. It's called Electric Range Simulator that helps to plan the route in combination with PTO usage, in combination with the climate, with the road circumstances, inclination, and so forth. So basically, what we can do today, we can plan your route and see how far you can reach, when do you need to recharge, and how you can reach back to your destination. Today, out of this 5,700 trucks, we have a full range from the middle one in the US, of course, in the nose, but we have the medium duty plus the heavy duty trucks. To the very right, we see low entry as the first truck, only electric, mainly used for garbage collection. Battery configuration today is 6 batteries maximum, 540 kilowatt hours, with an estimated range of 300 kilometers until a recharge is needed. But here comes the good news. We can announce that very, very soon we will double this range. We will go higher with e-axles and reaching up to 600 kilometers. So it's evolving day by day. Wheelbases from a standard 4x2 versus towards 8x4 pusher axle. The full range of specification we can offer already today. Charging. We are charging today, we can say, from 0 to 80% with a 250 kilowatt. We can charge in 1 hour, 1.5 hours estimated. And here we have examples from other countries or from my home country, whereas our customer, together with the ERS, with the Electric Range Simulator, have so detailedly planned their journey that they're able to reach today 20,000 kilometers a month. With that said, close to 250,000 kilometers, and in this particular country we have road toll, not substitutes, but the road toll is revoked from the electric trucks, and the contribution is significantly, the higher, the more you drive, the more you gain. So the initial investment of the truck is fairly fast return on investment. We would not be Volvo Trucks if we would not talk about safety, and I would like to show you, to take you the anxiety of electric trucks and electric mobiles, how we test the trucks as such. Are switched off. Everything is remotely removed. We are in collaboration as well with fire rescue institutes to check all our system going forward. Coming back to, we have one truck here on the road. You can call Pak Ade. Pak Ade, he is the expert when it comes to electric drive. And why are we doing that? Why is Volvo doing that? My preferred picture, sorry. Next. It just disappeared. It just disappeared. But you have seen the picture of the young girl, not my daughter. I will be too old for that. Can't be my daughter, but what we are thinking of our future generation. As I said in the introduction, we are extremely proud, Volvo Trucks, to be part of Indonesia, Indonesian society, Indonesian mining, and we are wanting to change the way of how we do things going further. With that said, thank you so much for your attention. Thank you.
Please give round of applause for Mr. Marcus van Hauser. Thank you, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, having heard how electrification in trucks can transform mine logistics, we now turn to the operational side of mining itself. It is my pleasure to invite Mr. Joseph Low to share how electric construction equipment can further support mining operation on the ground. He will deliver his insight on how electric construction equipment supports the mining operation. Mr. Joseph Low has been with Volvo Construction Equipment for more than 12 years, serving as senior manager since August 2013. In this role, he is responsible for driving business strategy, market development, and strengthening Volvo Construction Equipment position in the global heavy machinery industry. His long tenure reflects his expertise in leading cross-functional teams, managing product portfolios, and delivering innovative solutions to support customers in the construction and mining sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, Senior Manager of Sustainable Solution for Region Asia at Volvo Construction Equipment Singapore, please welcome Mr. Joseph Low.
Yeah, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Pardon me for my voice. I've been losing voice, under the weather. So thank you so much, Sweden-Indonesia Sustainability Partnership for the invitation to allow us to share Volvo CE's sustainability journey and also talk a bit on the sustainable products and offerings that we can offer to the customers. So today I will talk very little. I will be sharing high-level things, and then I will be showing a lot of videos. So Volvo CE, we are part of the Volvo Group, the leading OEM for the Volvo trucks, for the Penta, which is the marine engines and the industrial engines. And we are also a proud maker of the buses. And then, of course, we have the Volvo construction part here. So every day, many of our customers uses our equipment and solutions to put food on the table, to travel from point A to point B, to build roads, to make the city clean. So we believe that the products and solutions that we offer should be a sustainable one, so that we can help to lower our carbon footprint in the future.
At the heart of Volvo Construction Equipment lies a commitment to people, sustainability, innovation, and a rich history of pioneering progress. We have been at the forefront of innovations since we were founded in 1832. We empower individuals worldwide, valuing their skills, passions, and diverse perspective with a purpose to build a world we want to live in. Today, we have a network in every major market, stretching across 180 markets around the globe. As a global leader in construction solutions, we have a responsibility to continuously strive to find new, better, and sustainable ways of working by leading the transformation with premium products and services that combine business outcomes with care for people and planet for a better tomorrow. Through sustainable development, innovation, diverse and ethical conduct, we aim to be a leader in sustainable site solutions, to create a safer, cleaner, and more connected world. Together with our partners and customers, we fulfill promises, earning trust and advancing towards our shared vision with quality and safety at the center and with people in mind. Every day, we choose to act on that cause for our and future generations. Not just because we can, because we want to build the world we want to live in.
Okay, this is one of the 20 videos I'm showing. So this is the first one, 19 more to go. Well, so before I actually start on my presentation, I would just like to share a slide on this one, perform and transform. So we all as an organization, we all have to perform all the time, to answer to stakeholders, to answer to investors, and also regulations are there also to be met. So, but we believe when we are performing, we also need to transform. And why should we transform? Because we are transforming for the future, So as you can look from this slide here now, on the performance part, basically it is more towards the short-term, strategy that we have, and which you are looking at, how to improve the fleet optimization. This is from the Volvo construction equipment point of view. So you will be looking to see how to improve your availability, how to improve the productivity and profitability. But we have to also consider the transformation part now, because on top of being able to perform, we should now look into how we can optimize your site. So we believe with digital solutions and services that we'll be offering, it will help you, bring your efficiency to the next level. And of course, in this transformation journey, we will have to adopt new sustainable solutions and technologies, which I will share later. So this will also help you to reduce your carbon footprint. And at times, you will need to secure partnerships. It cannot be a one organization activity. in this new era, it has to be a lot of collaboration to make this a success. Okay, this is the Volvo CE sustainability strategy. We revolve our strategies around these three pillars: climate, resources, and also the people. And as what Marcus has also mentioned, this is the same chart because we are all from the same company. We are bringing down the combustion engine portfolio, and at the same time, starting to bring in more electric, battery electric, and also the fuel cells electric. I will share a bit more in another few slides. However, we believe that having just electrification is not enough. We believe that you should also look into connectivity, automation, site optimization, as I mentioned earlier on, and also the uptime support. So these are all very critical. I will share more on the sustainable power, on the site optimization, and also on connectivity in my coming slides. So our target, ambition is to be 100% fossil-free, 100% safe, and 100% productivity. So now let's talk a bit on the product portfolio. We all know that it's largely driven by competitiveness and also on innovations. So we at Volvo CE, we are also designing our portfolio based on these four pillars: quality, cost, delivery, and feature. We strive to give the best possible and reliable machine out in the field. We try to lower our customers' total cost of operation. We provide timely delivery and also provide new features, with new advanced technologies. So we believe, if we were doing this right, customers can perform now and also transform for a better future. So let me elaborate a little bit more on this chart. Thanks, Marcus, for helping out just now. So that makes things easier. As I mentioned earlier on, we are now bringing down the combustion engine. The whole target is to be net zero by, our target is to be net zero by 2040. This is actually 10 years ahead of our SBTi commitments. Why 2040, not 2050? Because in order to achieve a fleet of carbon zero emission by 2050, we have to consider that a machine running fleet of 10 years. So that is why the machines that we produce in 2040 have got to be net emission zero, so that we are able to achieve our target for 2050 when the whole entire fleet becomes net zero. So in terms of the sustainable solutions, we understand that there's no one solution that can fit all. We are looking now into battery electric, as I mentioned. We have the grid connected equipment, and we have also the hydrogen fuel cells, which we are mostly now doing a lot of development. And of course, the renewable fuels is also what we are actually looking at. And on top of that, we are always improving on our efficiencies, be it the hydraulic efficiencies, the powertrain efficiencies, and also the auxiliaries efficiencies. Coupled with the services and solutions that we can offer, we believe we will give customers more comprehensive solutions moving forward. Finally, video time. let me touch on the electric machines that are actually available now in the mining segment. As you can see here, we have the 20-ton electric machines. This machine will actually be available in the early 2026. Okay. This is battery electric, and we'll be launching our new 50-ton grid-powered electric excavator in next year. So the excavator range for the mid-size class and above, we actually have got 2 models ready. And if you on the right side, you will see that we also have the 5.5-ton wheel loader, the medium-size class. This model is now actually available now. We have also 1 unit with our dealers here. And, it was actually sold yesterday, on Monday to a customer. So we expect to bring more of this electric wheel loader to Indonesia. And of course, we do have the small little compact machines. Lastly here, this is probably one of the most exciting machines that we have. We have just launched this 30-ton and 40-ton electric articulated haulers. So you can see that we are actually the only manufacturer now in this world that has got the most comprehensive electric range of products. So for those who are interested in the A30 and the A40 articulated electric haulers, we have to discuss separately, because now the testing are all being done in Europe, to be very honest with you. So, but if there are keen interest, we can actually collaborate, and who knows, we will bring some of these electric articulated haulers to Indonesia. So a small teaser on the electric articulated haulers.
These haulers are now among our largest in our expanding electric portfolio. With a loading capacity of 29 and 39 tons, these pioneering machines will help the customers in quarrying, mining and construction towards zero-emission operations. What's really exciting is that they deliver the same exceptional performance as the diesel counterparts. So the operator won't really notice the difference, but will enjoy the quiet operation.
Exciting times ahead. Hope to see this machine in here soon. So apart from the sustainable power supply that we have, we believe that you will need to have digitalization solutions and services to further enhance your site efficiency. So what do we have here is from overseas, we do have connected maps. These are actually software for you to actually map out your entire mining site. You can actually set speed limits, set dumping areas, unloading areas, so that you can actually monitor all your trucks and the equipment on a real-time basis. So that will give you more visibility and also make instant decision quickly. I will share you a short video later. On top of that, we also have the performance indicator. So these are basically a software for you to do measurement of your productivity, of your fuel consumption. So at the comfort of the office, the manager will be able to ascertain, who is working harder than who, the other operator. Truck A has gotten how much productivity today. So all this at the fingertip, you can have the answer. Right. So lastly, we do also offer the site consultancy services. So what we do here is we collaborate with the miners to actually run through your site and to analyze and see how we can better improve your site efficiencies. So these are all the 3 services that we can actually offer, and we're glad to explain more in details. So when it comes to providing the digital solutions that we have. What we are doing now is we are also upgrading from our back end. We are providing you a new TGW. This is the telematics gateway that we are offering. So this one will actually improve the connectivity. And we are also upgrading our CareTrack portal. This is actually a service portal whereby you will be able to see the health of the equipment that you have. So that will also enable you to make a more accurate decision. And lastly, we are also introducing a new dealer machine management software so that they can actually have a better connection to your machines. So which in the end, have a better control of your operations. So this is a video on the connected maps. So let me now share you a use case of the electric machines. It's a grid connected 50-ton excavators that we have actually deployed them in China. So for this one, this is a 50-ton grid connected. That means to say that there is no engine inside. It is purely driven by a grid, and then the electric motor will power the hydraulic system. So as you can see from here, the application was actually a phosphate or waste handling. It has been operating for about 3,000 hours now since March. So daily operation is about 20 hours. For this, you can see right in China, what they are calculating now is a 70% savings in energy costs and also a 30% reduction in the maintenance costs. So I'm just citing you one of these use cases in our region. We have many tests being conducted, mostly in the European markets, but we are now seeing more and more inquiries coming in the region, and we will expect to see more of all these tests being conducted in the near future. Hopefully we'll do some tests here in Indonesia as well. So this is my last slide. So I just want to share with you on the CO2 savings and also the energy costs that we can actually derive from just deploying one wheel loader. This is the L120 electric, which is the 5.5 ton tipping load machine. So if you look at this, when we calculate the diesel machine based on an average 14 liters of fuel consumption, operating for 3,000 hours, and then if I use 5 years to calculate, and then we are able to derive on the total carbon emission and also the total fuel cost. Of course, fuel cost I'm using 14,000 per liter. I'm not sure whether is it updated, but this was what I know last. And then on the electric machines, we do the same. We use the average autonomy of 7.5, and this is actually a very conservative number I'm using. If I were to use a much higher autonomy, means my hourly energy consumption will be lower. So when I did the same calculation, electricity cost I'm using now is 1,100 rupiah per kilowatt hour. And then you can actually find out the carbon emission and also the electricity cost. So for this carbon emission, we have to relate back to the grid emission factor So in green emission factor now in Indonesia, what we found out that it is actually 0.717 kg per kilowatt hour. That means to say every kilowatt hour that you consume, you are actually producing 0.7 kg of CO2. So this figure is published by the Indonesian government. So then when we start to compare both, as you can see, on the carbon emission, we are actually looking at about 46% savings in the CO2. And then in terms of the energy cost saving, we are looking at approximately 80% savings in energy costs. So these are the two significant advantages that you will get from the electrification. So of course, these numbers here will change. Largely depends on the operating hours. It also depends on your fuel costs, your energy costs, your electricity costs. So with all these variables, right, a customer can decide, to see, if adopting an electric machine is actually viable in his job site. So this is already my last slide. So I just want to share is that this sustainability journey is a difficult one. I've been in this position now for the past 3 years. I know things are not moving so quickly as we thought it will be. Even in Europe, though we are saying that I know things are picking up, but still, there are still challenges. And when it comes to Asia, I was just sharing that in Asia we face more challenges, but we believe that if we are able to find like-minded customers, and we get the cooperation from the authorities, I believe we should be able to sail through this journey at least much easier. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Mr. Joseph Low. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to begin our second panel discussion of the day. The theme for panel 2 is Industry Experiences and Collaboration Opportunities. We are honored to have with us today. Please join me in welcoming all our panelists to the stage. First, to Mr. Suryo Suwiknyo, President Commissioner PT Titan Infra Sejahtera. Please come on to the stage. And then Mr. Regen Chowin, GM Share Service PTJ Resources Nusantara, and then Mr. Muktazar, Head of Sustainability PT Nickel Industries Limited, and then Mr. Joseph Low, Senior Manager Sustainable Solution Region Asia, Volvo Construction Equipment Singapore, and to Mr. Markus Vanghauser, Sales Director Volvo Trucks. Okay, please come up to the stage. Once again to Mr. Suryo Suwiknyo, President Commissioner PT Titan Infra Sejahtera, and then to Mr. Regen Chowin, and then to Mr. Muktazar, to Mr. Joseph Low, and Mr. Markus Vanghauser. Come up to the stage, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now that our distinguished panelists are on stage, it's time to begin the discussion. And to lead this session, we are delighted to have an esteemed moderator with us today. Please welcome Miss Kristanti Taurina. Hello.
Halo, selamat
Miss
sore.
Kristanti, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello everyone, good afternoon. Okay, first of all, I want to salute the panelists. How are you, Bapak? Hi. Okay, since it's already afternoon, I know. Bapak Ibu yang di bawah, Mister, I will use gado-gado language this afternoon, yeah, just to make the ambience more powerful because it's already hot. I saw that sweat already coming. Yeah, welcome to Jakarta, welcome to Indonesia. Beautiful weather actually. Thank you. Baik Bapak Ibu yang di depan boleh agak maju. karena kasihan ini terlihat kosong sekali. Bapak Ibu mungkin yang di belakang boleh maju sedikit ya. Baik, sekali lagi Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Good afternoon ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our panel on industry experiences and collaboration opportunities in mining electrification. My name is Kristanti Taurina and I'll be the moderating of this second session. Okay, we already saw the presentation from Mr. Marcus and from Mr. Joseph. Very interesting. Very interesting, all the video, Mr. Joseph, I like it. It is a good video of yours. And today, we will unpack real on-the-ground experiences, the challenges, and what kind of collaboration can accelerate adopt in Indonesia. Okay, and today, I'm delighted to be joined by our distinguished panelists. We already have Bapak Suryo Suwiknyo, the President Commissioner of PT Titan Infra Sejahtera and Chief Operating Officer of Titan Infra Energy. Am I correct, Bapak?
Absolutely.
Okay, selamat datang, Bapak. And then we also already have Bapak Muhtazar, the Head of Sustainability PT Nickel Industries Limited. Selamat sore, Bapak. Kita udah temenan di LinkedIn. Saya suka sekali all your posts about all the activity. Selamat sore. And then, do I still need to present your name, Mr. Marcos? Still, ya. Okay. We also already have Bapak Marcus Venghauser, the Market Director of Volvo Trucks. Selamat sore, Bapak Marcus. Because I called previously Bapak, so I will call both of you also Bapak, ya.
Thank you, I like that.
You're welcome. And then we also already have Bapak Joseph Lo, the Senior Manager, Sustainable Solutions, Region Asia, from Volvo Construction Equipment Singapore. Thank you everyone for being with us today. Okay, first of all, from this second session, we want to feel the real experiences on the ground. That's why we will start with the people who have tried it. Okay, so first question will be to Pak Suryo. Pak Suryo, your company has pilot electric equipment. What did that look like on the ground, and what result have you seen so far? Like maybe you can see clear benefit in fuel cost, maintenance, or safety?
Okay, thank you, Kristanti. Maybe a quick introduction about my company. My company is actually providing a end-to-end logistics services in southern Sumatra Island. We are operating 118 kilometers dedicated hauling roads for the coal industry over there, serving Muara Enim, Lahat, and Pali municipalities. Last year we did around 22 million tons shipping the coal through our road and ports. At any given point of time, we do have somewhere around 3,000 to 3,500 trucks passing around our roads at the moment. Somewhere around 2.5 years ago, we decided to basically piloting the EV project. It's a complete piloting project that we have at that time, which we only started with 2 or 3 vehicles, and then we keep adding that, and up to today we do have somewhere around 20 odd EV vehicles, ranging from 50, 60, and 75 tons vehicles. And the maximum that we have is actually a double trailer. Okay, it's 2 times 75. Now, how's our experience so far? It has been good. Of course, there's ups and downs, but generally speaking, it's good. We saw a efficiency that is actually pretty much encouraging, which, you know, from the, if we are comparing ourselves with the diesel costs, our cost is bringing reduced by somewhere around 60 to 65% at the moment. And I've been seeing your presentations. You are using 1,100 PLN charges. where in my calculation I have 1,003. So actually, if I'm using 1,100, then my saving will be a lot more than that. Now, we do have a very comprehensive test on how many kilowatt hour per kilometer that being consumed by our trucks traveling our roads, okay? Be it it's full loaded or it's actually empty vessel, because that has a two different behavior. By the way, our roads is not like an asphalt road, it's a gravel road. So the behavior of this gravel road is very different than the asphalt road, of course, right? The public road. So we need to be very sure and very precise on how we actually calculate that, because in the end of the day, we need to calculate the battery that we need. Now came the constraints that we have. When we first implemented this, we are implementing it with 320 kilowatt hours battery. Okay, and then we keep adding that with a new model with 420, with 500 something, you know. But I'll be very candid with you, we are not that satisfied yet at the moment. Simply because we know that for every battery vehicles that we have, we cannot have things are being charged up to 100% all the time, unless we do some what we call it battery swap. Okay, and at the same time, when the battery discharge up to, let's say 20%, we have to start going into the charging pile rather than wait until it's actually hit zero, because it's something that's always not been recommended by the manufacturer itself. So yes, we can say that the battery level is 500 or 400 kilowatt hours, but in reality, the effective kilowatt hours that we can use is not that big, okay? And my complaint at the moment is none of the manufacturer at the moment is able to come up with a very large battery capacity. And maybe they have their own version of excuses or reasoning on why they cannot come up with that big of battery, simply because they say that then you can go with battery swap, or the charging station now is everywhere around the country, in the US or in the Europe probably, but not in my area. Okay? Even in my area, I have still problem with electricity, right? So it's only a few months ago that we actually signed a contract with PLN to install up to 21 megawatt electricity connections. Okay? We do have some, but now we are increased it to 21 megawatt. Okay. I can go on and on, but I think I'm going to take too much of the time of these three gentlemen here, okay? And I'm expensive, so you know I better just leave these conversations going on with some other speakers. But in general, I'm very happy. There's so much challenge in front of us, but so far it's been a good journey.
It's a good journey, yeah, Pak. Okay, no worry, Pak Suryo. I still have few questions for you later on. Okay, next. I have a question for Pak Mustazar. Bapak, nickel is a critical part of the EV supply chain. Have you seen electrification enter your mining or processing sites yet? And then does your global buyers expect low emission operation from you already now?
Yeah, I think as we know that nickel is an essential metal.
Yeah.
And I think despite there are options to develop batteries, non-nickel batteries and also nickel-based batteries, but generally the nickel-based batteries are preferred for the higher performance. I think it has a higher energy intensity storage. So I think it can be used for the heavy equipment and also for the long-range vehicles. And I think we have to start to be the example, because we are a nickel company anyway. We produce the class 1 nickel and class 2 nickel. So there is no better way to demonstrate the usefulness of nickel rather than, let's say, to apply to a certain degree the electrifications or to use some of electric fleets in our operations. And we did that I think as far as in 2023, so it's already, I think, almost couple of years since we tried for the EV. I think last year we still have less than 10, but now we expanded the number of vehicles, I think, to be more than 20, I think, as far as I know. I think like the previous questions asked, I think in the previous panel, maybe one of the challenges or one of the key questions that we have to address is electrification means, let's say, more environmentally friendly, because as we know, including in us, I think the major source of power is still coming from the coal-fired power plants. So are we just moving the emissions from the nozzles of the vehicles to the power plants, or are we really, let's say, saving the environment and operate in a more responsible way? So I will leave it that, and yeah, happy for further discussions.
Okay, thank you, Pak Mustazar. Now to Pak Suryo and Pak Mutazar. Okay, you already mentioned about the journey electrification in your company. Can you tell us the biggest challenge that you face now on? And then what support from OEM, government, or other stakeholders that would have helped you to overcome this situation? Maybe starting from Pak Suryo or Pak Mutazar.
Silakan, Pak. Okay, thank you, Pak Surya. So I just continue from my last remark. I think fortunately for us, our mining location is generally located in the higher altitude. I think from the industrial park, from the nickel refineries. So we don't face like too much obstacles in terms of the technical aspect, because I heard, maybe other gentlemen could tell better than me, but I heard from other cases that the EVs, the electric trucks, I think they have like more limited powers if they have to go uphill, I think with the higher slope in comparison to diesel, so they have some kind of problems. But again, in our operations, because our mining site is located in the higher altitude, so we generally move downhill, I think, to the nickel refinery facilities, and we didn't face too much challenges, I think, in terms of operations. And yeah, I think cost-wise, we have to manage with our vendors, with our contractors, because as you know now, the nickel market is quite tough, the price is low. So we understand that the companies, the partners, they cannot make like too much investment at the moment. We have to focus on the asset that we have and to optimize the use of those assets. So yes, I think that the challenges maybe, like I said, maybe in terms of the capital, I think. So we need to ensure that the investment in the EVs are, let's say, financially sustainable. It has a healthy return of investment. That's the first thing. And then secondly, I think again, we don't want to be accused of doing greenwashing, greenhousing, you know, like we have received the inquiries like what I said earlier, because we introduced the use of electric trucks in our operations. I think one of our partners asked, like, is it really good for the environment? Because I think again, at this point of time, because our mine is located in the remote area, and the same with the industrial park, so the coal-fired power plants are still the most reliable options. And in this case, I think there is still limited research, to the best of my knowledge, I think, that compare the environmental footprints, the global warming potentials, I think, from the EV trucks fueled by the coal-fired power plant versus the conventional trucks that utilize, let's say, the diesel. So it has to be checked whether there is a